especially on Aster.Aries' side. You know, you've got this matchups that you don't necessarily want to have. QO highlighted it really well on the panel that because of having the last pick overall, you could then rotate this Lina to being in the mid. Of course, that's a much better matchup against the Queen of Pain versus the Bat Rider. So I'm liking it. I kind of want to see... damn, LWW hasn't gone for it. So he's gone the point in the Thunder Strike. I was thinking maybe even try and have this Spectre on the top side of the map into the PA as opposed to against the Bat Rider. And then when they try and do the lane swap, level up your Glimpse and make sure he stays. So not only do you have an okay matchup, but you've also just ruined their TP. And then if you can get a kill, which well, probably you won't, considering you have Glimpse as opposed to any sort of damaging spell, you're in a really good spot.
That is a very cheeky strategy for you, sir. Revealing some of your secrets. Thank you for that, Daniel.
Hopefully no one that I play pubs with is watching, but
that would infuriate me, I've got to admit. If I got Glimpse back at the minute mark, I'd be so upset.
It's as much about the mental game as it is about the execution, LP.
Game is about to begin. 2 bounty runs, it looks like it will be for either side. A very even start once again. So we do see Rico on the Rubik this time, and he'll be with Shang-Chi. Phoenix on the Queen of Pain instead of the Zeus. And these heroes that Aries have picked up, they're much simpler to execute, I would argue. Much more in meta at the moment. It should be a much tougher time for Question Mark this game. Shouldn't be as much of a snowball-y kind of game for them.
Yeah, they've got teamfight, they've got pick-off, and they've got someone that actually wants to be on the front line. So immediately you're just like, right, you're feeling so much more confident about it now. I think we could probably expect to see some haunts used to start these engagements as well, because you've got a disruptor on your side. Well, speaking of disruptor, he's getting chased down a little bit, but he'll be able to get away. But those are the sorts of things, even if you're using haunt to only catch a support, that's totally fine, because even if you do that, you can then use the glimpse to bring back a core, a much more higher value target, and win team fights in that manner. So I'm feeling a little bit more confident, although it'll have to go down to, again, how the laning stage finishes up.
KMP this time on the PA rather than the Void. He had a great game last time around and a very hard laning stage last game, but he made it through and looked great. And on the PA, you'd argue you should have an even better time now, as you aren't as reliant as getting in close to secure the CS as you are on the Void. But for now, he's just having a free old time. Leona X able to keep him safe on the Tree and Protector. And there shouldn't be too much the Doom can do. Of course, Haru on the Spectre, you could probably say the same. Mind you, they haven't switched up lanes, as I'm sure everyone can tell. So he's going to have to go up against this Bat Rider, which it's a bit painful.
It is a bit painful. I'm not sure what happened there. I'm assuming it was a body block from Question Mark, but they've made sure that this hard camp isn't going to be a factor. I think Leaf might try and make his way there again, or I think he looks like he might cop too much harass to block it out, but the Disruptor's probably going to try and get it going on. No, he's actually blocking it himself, I suppose, just wanting to prevent that similar style that Question Mark went in game number 1, where Leaf played a little bit more greedy than MyPro. You know, wanted to make sure that he can get those early levels, play that Yapsaw style game, but top side, Rico's in trouble again.
He is. Dagger's going to connect in. Oh, nice lift up. It's going to force the kill to go to Leona X on the tree, and they do get the first blood nevertheless, and well, Shang-Chi, he'll go for a bit of a chase here with that Scorched Earth, but ultimately we'll just have to let the train go. It's another nice start for the side of Question Mark.
And he's opted to go a point in the Living Armor at level 2, so I think depending on how you expect these lanes to start at the early stages, I think that's an interesting way to go about it, because yeah, it means that you can be a little bit more aggressive. Wouldn't be surprised if he uses it now onto the Bat Rider as he starts to chase down Haru.
Haru's in big trouble. A nice glimpse back, but Leaf is going to be able to get a bit more harassment in just before they are able to leave. And LWW really saving the day there, as that did look like a guaranteed kill out for MyPro. Of course, the Sand King at level 2 can't really do too much to finish off that kill. Just get some more harass in. Looking back at the mid lane, Danok, Phoenix currently on even terms with Mikhail on the Lina. Not really struggling as much as we saw last game, and it's to be expected, but you can kind of still see Mikhail being very aggressive with his positioning. Just like this, getting a lot of harassment out onto Phoenix.
Yeah, that means that even though the last hits are about the same, it's actually a 300 net worth favor to Mikhail. So not needing to ferry himself out quite as many salves. We can see here too, the skill build. No points in the Shadow Strike on the Queen of Pain, so just putting as much as he can into the mobility, but he's getting punished for it.
He is. I mean, it makes enough sense because you can't actually Shadow Strike the Lina, but it's still a very difficult situation. I suppose with the Scream, he can just go to the neutral camps later on still. LWW, be chased by our Sand King. Kale was looking for a rune, but it was taken by Rico on the Rubik. And well, Leaf is still chasing LWW. Rico, back up towards the top lane. Not going to go for a lift onto Leona. And, because of that, Leona just going to be able to continue to spam living armor onto KNP. Which is kind of nice for the PA, because you're just going to have this constant regen flying in, with really no repercussions out.
They're going this very different build as well, so he's put 2 points into the living armor. Not interested in keeping lanes pushed out, not interested in the leech seed as well, making sure that he's able to have the extra ganking potential. I suppose once you get a few levels into the Doom, it's still quite hard, even with the HP regen nerf to the Devour, to take him down with any sort of slow damage that they might be trying to go for.
It makes enough sense. I suppose you're going to have the levels for the Nature's Grasp later on anyway.
Yeah, I think 1 level in the living armor is enough. Like, what's really the difference between level 1 and 2? It's only 1 extra armor. Sure, 40 extra healing is nice, but PA's not really having too much of an issue at this top side.
Shang-Chi also still able to maintain his own lane. Leona, nice little block there. Just not allowing this pull to happen from Rico with the Nature's Grasp. And it's going to be a bit annoying there for Rico. Does get 1 creep back towards that camp, but that's going to be it. Meanwhile, Phoenix on the quad, again, very, very low HP, forced to just run and blink his way to the fountain. And, I mean, he's ahead in CS, but in terms of levels, Mikhail is now level 6. And so this laning phase for this quad is only going to get harder now.
Only going to get harder. We can see he's trying his best to shove that wave into the tower before the Quap's able to get there. She returns in time, so she's not going to miss out on too much experience, but that means a double damage Rico on the way of the Lina. And with this rotation from Leaf, he's dead.
It's a guaranteed death coming out onto the Quap. A nice Laguna out from Mikhail, but an even better rotation out from Leaf. I can't remember, but I'm pretty sure that Queen of Pain just TP'd to the lane, so that's going to be a very, very sad walk back.
Just TP'd to the lane, someone else TP'd as well, so that you know at worst you're going to have a 3v2 situation. You've got double damage, Mikhail tanked up all of these tower hits, so the siege creep's still alive. And the DD, they're just chunking this. You do not want to lose a mid-tier 1 tower at 7 minutes.
Oh, this is really bad. Aries, they're trying to defend with Rico, but all he can do is fade bolt Mikhail at the moment, and it's deniable. 34 HP, but you don't want to get rid of it.
Nope. You're totally fine with this tower getting denied.
They're going to leave it for now. Of course, Mikhail can just go back in at any time and hit it once or twice and it will be gone. That's a massive, massive start for question mark. And it's not like the other lanes haven't gone well for them either. MyPro is going to be able to catch up now on the Batrider. Your PA's been having a fantastic time up at top. And while you still do have the Doom and Spectre also farming very, very well, you just start to get a little bit concerned about the map control now from Aries. How are they going to allow their cores to farm the triangle, to farm the right side jungle with the Radiant, if that mid-tier 1 tower's gone?
It's going to be tough. I mean, a couple of these unconventional wards helping him out on the top side to the left of the tier 1 tower. Of course, a much more traditional one. Oh, I hear a lasso.
You do, and it is on to our Spectre. Mikhail there with the Laguna, but Haru does stick charge up. It is not going to be enough. Does lose his life, but at least gets a bit of a trade there onto your Batrider. Still not very worthwhile for Aries, and that mid-tier 1 has been denied, by the way.
Mm-hmm. Very important to happen. You don't want to just give that away, especially to a Sand King, who I'd say, as terms of position 4 supports go, he's probably the most item-reliant one that I can think of.
Let's get back to it. KNP going to be able to freely farm his jungle. Phoenix, just based off his laning stage, doesn't seem to really be comfortable making some big rotations yet on the Quap. You kind of want to see it coming out now, as you do have the Doom and the Sonic Wave up, but it's just hard to imagine where you can find a kill. In fact, speaking of, Haru is going to be in danger again. The Burrow Strike is in from Leaf. They do not have Laguna yet. They may not need it. He goes for a Horn. Back up towards the top side, KMP going after him, and now even Leona.X gonna just chase the Spectre down, and even if you don't kill him, you're wasting so much time, but he does get the kill. It's just perfect play for Question Mark.
Given the bops, they've even found Rico down on this bottom side. He might get the TP away. He actually cancels it himself, but Mikhail was going to get it anyway.
That's a slight net worth lead for Question Mark, but all this momentum's going their way now. You've killed this Spectre twice. Phoenix doesn't commit the Sonic Wave to kill off Leaf.
And wasted the Haunt. That's the other thing. I think if you can take a kill at this point of the game, you need to, because you need to get a tower. It doesn't really matter which one it is, mid or top, but Aries needs some form of map control to come back into this game, because right now, Question Mark are just rotating wherever the hell they want.
You really can't afford to hold on to these ultimates at the moment. Just get them thrown out, Aries. KMP still freely farming in that mid lane. All props to Leaf, by the way, in this position for Sandking. It's been a while since I've seen a support Sandking being this influential this early on, but he's been fantastic. Poor old Phoenix, well, he's going to blink into it. Old WW, they're going to spot him out. There's 3 heroes here, so Leaf should theoretically be dead. They do drop a sentry and eventually will secure the kill.
It's fine. You know where 3 heroes are now. I think what Leona.X is doing on this top side is exactly what they should have been doing on Aster.Aries previously. Oh, they're going again onto Rico.
Yeah, but a lot of TPs are coming in now. They want to chase back onto that Lena, but Phoenix actually gives up on that chase. They kind of forgot about Rico's life, and now MyPro is just going to make a run for it. But Firefly is going to wear off. Phoenix, can you keep up with this guy? MyPro trying to juke him out. They know he went south, but now to the right side. No, the attack.
You got to turn that auto attack off, buddy.
You do.
He's got the boots of travel. They nearly had finished the Scorch Earth duration as well, so he would have had the movement speed to be able to get away from that gang.
Overgrowth. And that's just the big difference right now between Aries and Question Mark is Question Mark, they're not hesitating to throw out those spells.
It doesn't matter what game it is, you know, any sort of FPS, Dota, any other MOBAs, you gotta use your spells. You've got them for a reason. You can't be holding them for the next game or the next series, because for these two teams, there might not be a next series. You know, Aster.Aries lose, they're basically out of contention. Question Mark, yeah, it's gonna be tough for them to come back into things, but there's still very much a chance to move forward if they win this. And so every little moment counts. I really like the way that this tree is playing. They're giving him space, even as this position 5. They're keeping this top tower pushed out. The dominance from the mid lane means that they're not going to lose their mid tower. And yeah, I think, honestly, despite the way that he was playing it a little bit more selfishly in game number 1, Leaf, he's taken a bit more of that backseat role. Although, even now, he's just being given creeps to farm, so that Blink Dagger is the next big item for him.
He's having a great old time.
And no points in the Caustic either, so he's just going for that initiation, not really the damage, not really the farming style just yet. But once that starts to come up, even this Doom is going to be dead.
Goes for Rico, might actually just put him on top of the cliff here, and he does. But is he going to be put on? No, MyPro, he does avoid that. Still, Kinetic Build is going to be out. Flamebreak going to knock him back down, and now the Sonic Wave expended. They do get MyPro. With the Haunted from Haru, they'll make a chase onto Leona.X, and it looks like this should be a secondary kill out from Aries.
Much better.
That's the way you want to play it.
Yeah. They even had the early glimpse of where they were, and it's just that, right? Even though it might only be a support, they catch out MyPro, so a very important kill to start the fight. It stops a lot of this wave push from slowing down, and that Dream Protector, who's maxed out that living armor, still dead for 10 seconds. They need to put all of their attention to taking down this tower. You can see why Leaf's TP'd up to make sure it doesn't happen.
Gets the Burrow Strike and Sandstorm off, but no, that T1 is gone. Haru has fallen extremely low on the Spectre, but will be able to walk away. It's a bit unfortunate there for Question Mark. I suppose that's probably one of the least important towers anyway to lose, so just based off the fact that you have the tree, you'd prefer to keep it if you could, but I guess it's giving space to KMP, who's getting close to that Battle Fury now, but bot lane, they miss the stun, they do get the Doom. KMP is around to help if necessary. They'll continue this chase, and now the TPs come in from Leona.X with the Overgrowth down straight away. Nature's Grasp, and this should mean that Shengxi should not be able to get out, and with that Flame Break knocking him back, they do secure another easy kill. Unfortunately, that Lena did survive.
It's just this issue with execution again. And yeah, last game you might have been able to forgive Aries. It was on the Singapore server. This time around it's on China. So you don't have lag. You're playing on your home server against a team that is probably sitting at about 70 or so ping.
Definitely so. Still, they are just sitting back, trying to secure some more farm on their Spectre, and of course Phoenix on the Quap. Just working towards that Orchid now. We are approaching the later end of these Orchid timings. You're already at 14 minutes in, but he's getting close.
And that was Shenxi on his Doom, who at the time was sitting at the top of net worth. So for you to pop your Doom, not get the kill, I don't know who's wanting item recommendations, but anyway, to not actually succeed with translating that into something else, or at least baiting out those TPs so that the Spectre can start to get back into the game. Sitting at 5th on the net worth, so not the worst, but as this Spectre, Poglet mentioned it on the panel where you've got a lot of stuns on question mark. That's not horrible as a Spectre. You're fine with that because you're still going to dish out a ton of damage with your dispersion. He's got it maxed out to full, nothing in the Desolate just yet. So I think, yeah, now's a pretty good time to try and make something happen, but the fact that you won't have this Doom might mean that this could go horribly and question mark can continue to dig their claws in.
Rico's had his smoke broken. He walked too close to the mid lane where KMP is blowed up. Phoenix is going to see him. Kale, that'd be a massive pick-off here for Aries, but they miss out on that as well.
Yeah, just a bit of lack of communication. People walking off on their own, not expecting that, you know, there was going to be a smoke break just at that point in time. So they missed the bounties, they missed the kill. They might catch Mikhail here on this bot side.
Oh, they have now. Yeah. They got the stun off. Now trying to get out of there. Will turn back around onto the Disruptor. With the living armor, he does survive just a little bit longer than he should have, but ultimately will still go down to Haru.
That's a fantastic trade, though. Look at all those cooldowns that were popped for that. Doom is back up and available now, but if you're going to have a Haunt and a 3-man rotation expended to kill Alina, you don't want to give up anything in exchange, and good on Mikhail to be able to bring that one back.
I suppose we can't forget either that you have all these heroes still farming, and in fact, Leaf, he's got the Blink Dagger up. So they're going to smoke up. And with that lasso and Epicenter, they're looking for a play. Haru trying to TP. They will not spot him in time. That's actually a very good TP out from Aster.Aries, and now that I look at the map, it looks like they were actually spotted smoking.
Yeah, just able to get away. It's another one of those clever ward spots that isn't going to be clipped by any traditional high ground sentries, so nicely done by them, although there's some pretty good wards on their end too, just to make sure that you can find out any of these people that might be farming in a more risky position.
Phoenix, Mikhail. To re-invade their own jungle here. Question mark will be fine to do so. Phoenix needs to be somewhat cautious, just hiding behind the tree line, but MyPro is now on the chase with the Firefly out. Flame Break, only going to connect on 2. It actually does not help them out whatsoever. In fact, it kind of works against them here, and Aries fine to just leave back towards their own triangle and a counter smoke straight away. You love to see it.
It's only going to be the 4 that are smoked, though. Spectre doesn't have Haunt for at least a minute, so you're going up into a vulnerable position where you're lacking any form of vision. You have to catch up someone valuable, and KMP's the one.
Oh, that's a big kill to get. They use the Orchid first, now with the stun and Sonic Wave out. Great kill out from Aster.Aries, and question mark weren't expecting it still. There is going to be a lasso and an Epicenter into a double Burrow Strike. LWW, he does drop the Static Storm, but it does not. Now the Yules is out to catch out a further third. He's gone. Great initiation out from Leaf.
Yeah, I mean, you pick off the PA, which is a big deal. You know, she just finished up her Battle Fury. She was continuing to farm, going into that BKB next, so that this Disruptor is really not going to be too much of a factor in these soon-to-come team fights. But yeah, just overstaying their welcome a little bit, playing around no vision, essentially. They've just planted down an Observer Ward, which is nice. I think they maybe need to rewatch one of those Jenkins pro tips. You know, if they were standing on that low ground next to the tier 1 mid tower, they would know that they've got some great vision up here on the dire side with this Observer Ward.
Nice plug there, Dano.
No worries. Easy segues. That's my middle name.
Mikhail is back to farming. Phoenix going for a BKB now on the Quap. He's feeling like he needs that magic immunity, especially up against all the stuns of question mark. But Aries are sticking together. MyPro may get spotted here. Shengxi not going to quite spot him out. Instead, they know Leaf is around with the Sandstorm. LWW placing the sentry. How do you get out of this one? He does have the burrow, but no, the Orchid's going to come out in time. Aster.Aries claiming another nice kill for themselves.
Yeah, it's not horrible. MyPro, he's going into a 4-stuff. I'd really like him to see him pick up a Windlace, just because that Firefly is percentage-based. You know, all the items these days are all just flat movement speed increases. So even something small like that, which is so cheap, they're going to catch out.
Haru, he popped the blade mail, so MyPro is falling a little bit in terms of HP, but they just commit everything onto the Spectre and do get the kill. Still, Aster.Aries are at least going to be able to get one support for their trouble, Mikhail.
But you saw that, right, in that team fight. Even though Spectre was completely on his own, yeah, he popped the blade mail, but with that Treant Protector standing next to him, that Laguna Blade chunked off more than half of his HP. So imagine that with your team around you. It doesn't matter if all of this gets focused onto you, you know, especially we've seen back at TI8, TI9. You were really focusing on, TI8, TI9 with Ana. His Spectre play, right? It was all about farming in these dangerous areas, giving the team time to rotate. Even if you die, you've already dealt a good amount of damage. Then you buy back, then you haunt. Then what can the enemy team do against you? Because you're essentially getting like 2.5 times worth of damage that you should be.
Very good point. You wonder how much they're going to have to nerf Spectre for it to actually not be this good of a hero. Just seems to always be completely broken when it does come back into the meta. Still,
and hopefully Mikhail goes for a similar sort of item progression that he did for Game 1. You know, you're going up against a Spectre this time around, so he's going to be building into that Radiance more often than not. There's no abilities on Question Mark's side that are going to be able to turn that back around. You know, no Grimstroke, no Terror Blade, nothing of that nature, no Darkseer. So you need that MKB again on Mikhail's side. You need to be able to chunk through that damage.
Haru with a very, very interesting build there on the Spectre. Going back for a Radiance.
Yeah, I think it's fine.
That's the way to go? Okay.
I mean, against the PA, it's alright, you know. Don't always want to get something like an MKB super early on. You're focusing more on things like, you know, the Abyssal stuff that just lets you right-click away.
Is under attack.
Aster.Aries, they're just going to continue controlling the top side of the map, but they're thinking about going onto MyPro. LWW would love to get a glimpse off, but instead we'll go for some D wards now. He does have the chance, and it's back down to the bot lane for him. You do now also have that BKB up on your Phantom Assassin. So it might be about that time where Question Mark might try for another smoke attempt. LWW waiting for that right moment to get some more wards out. It's got to be a bit wary of Leaf's positioning on the Sand King. Haru, the mid lane, KNP does see him, but he's not really too interested in making the jump yet. It is a very close game, mind you, just 1k net worth to Question Mark. But MyPro going to get caught out now by Shengxi, and they do haunt in with Haru, and that'll be your dead Bat Rider. Very easily.
And that's the difference between games 1 and 2, right? You've got this Spectre that can make that initiation, it can join the team fights at any time. You always have the capability of leaving your base and farming in some way, shape or form by, well, they're not going to lose all their towers quite so easily because they're not getting run over, right? It takes so much more effort to kill this Spectre, and that's why I'm really liking the way that he's itemized, you know, able to get out of a lot of these silences and stuff that are coming through, able to get out of the overgrowth with the Manta style, even the Blade Mail in combination with the Dispersion. Deals a ton of damage, and then you've got to deal with the Radiance on top of that he's building into. So either you leave him alone and he does a ton of damage, or you kill him and he does a ton of damage. So it's a catch-22 situation for Question Mark.
Smoke up from Aster.Aries, they're feeling confident. You don't have that Haunt up.
Dire are scanning.
They're going to go in as 4 again.
Radiant's
they should know that this smoke is happening right now from Aster.Aries, because they, not so wisely, chose to do it before pushing out that mid tower. So they would have seen no team in their right mind just lets a full creep wave go underneath it. And I believe even Phoenix just was caught using his screen of pain on it. So you see a bunch of creeps lose some health without seeing anything. That's a smoke.
Are fortified.
So instead, Question Mark, They're going to give up on their own smoke and go towards that top tier one now. And looks like it's going to be a free tower.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Unless they catch someone out beforehand, you've got Leaf just standing here in the middle, trying to be as hidden as he as possibly
Radiant's
can.
top tower has fallen.
Might even catch someone out here if they go venture too far forward.
KMP just going to TP out. Seems like Aster.Aries are more than comfortable with just farming for now on the Spectre especially. They might have just the same idea as you, where they know they're going to get to the late game. They know that they're going to have to make some very hard decisions here on question mark as to how to deal with the Spectre. Of course, you can just get some form of break later on, but you don't really have the greatest, silver edge carriers or anything like that.
Yeah, it's not fantastic. Like it's going to be like a roller coaster this game, right? Where question mark have a period where they're much stronger right now. Whereas Aster.Aries, as soon as they pick up that Radiance, it goes back a bit more in their favor. But late game, Phantom Assassin can just chunk through anything.
You almost got the Deso up now on KMP. It's about 100 gold for that.
I'm liking this pickup by the LWW as well on his Disruptor. He's opted for the Ghost Scepter and they found out the Treant.
Leon.X, Static Storm, going to be committed. Just want to guarantee the kill. They will. Shang-Chi looking for more, but he won't quite catch out the PA, and neither will he catch out the Sand King.
Going for the aggressive blink. He's able to just get away there on Leaf.
Aries, they're still chasing for more, but nobody's going to be around. Looks like we might see a counter smoke here from question mark now, as they do buy one up on MyPro.
Just in general, itemization and drafting this game is far and away superior to what Game 1 was on both teams. Really the only one that I'm hoping to see some form of slow, like cheap movement speed come out for is MyPro. If I could see him get a Windlace into a Drums, great. You don't really need those Sage's masks still at this point. You want to spam out the sticky Napalm in the early game with it, but beyond that, not really worth all that much.
Question mark. Very grouped up. There's your smoke out.
Just here, Leon.X, he's able to keep that pushed out in the mid lane, not getting all too much.
Oh, DD rune as well. Rico going to run straight into them, but they will not jump in yet. They actually go after the Doom first with a great lasso out from MyPro. And now the chase is on Rico. He'll get knocked back by the Flame Break, but has MyPro gone too far? It looks like he may have. Let's get lifted back, and the Sonic Wave will be expended. LWW and MyPro both dropping, but Leaf, he's looking for another Burrow Strike attempt. Not quite able to find one.
He's got that Aether Lens, so might surprise them a little bit with the extended range. But now even with that DD, you've taken out the two. MyPro dying there isn't even that huge of a deal. You picked off the Doom before he was able to get off his ultimate. So
this Roshan,
it's getting chunked down. They've got the vision though with this Rubik courier. They eventually pick it down.
Haunt in, Haru, he's actually going to haunt straight in with the Burrow Strike out, but the Aegis, it does go to KMP. Still, they do kill off Leap on the Sand King. Haru is very low on HP on the Spectre. KMP, who is he going to make the jump on? He'll go to the backline, taking out Rico on the Rubik. Haru being controlled, and Mikhail with the Laguna is going to be able to deal with the Spectre himself. And that's a very nice team fight out for question mark. You do lose the Aegis, but you get some pretty substantial kills here.
I'm just trying to think of, would they have been that punished? Oh, they're dead again here on MyPro. Would they have been that punished if you actually bought the Sacred Relic prior to that team fight? Because is there any situation where you're using Haunt to initiate where you're going to need the buyback to defend your base? I don't think there is, and I think you might have been able to pick off a couple of extra heroes in the duration of that Haunt. It was a fantastic stun coming through from Mikhail when they did take out that Roche. I think he hit onto 2, which secured it for the Dire side, but still, I just feel like he needed that Sacred Relic before that fight, even if it wasn't the full Radiance.
He had a bit of an unfortunate Sonic Wave there at the tail end of the first engagement as well. It's just kind of wasted, only hitting the tree, and would have liked to see it in the Roshan fight, but it wasn't. Still, another fight to break out. Leon.X on his way out, but looks like he is probably going to die unless a Burrow Strike Epicenter comes out from Leaf, and they do trade Phoenix for the kill. Now Rico. Oh, he's really got no way out of this one. He'll Sandstorm, and they do have Dust already available. Now the lasso out from MyPro, catching another. It is going to be the Doom being played by Shang-Chi. And that's a tier 2 top tower gone.
That's a tier 2 top tower. That's Alina hitting level 20, so she's going to be hitting like a truck, building correctly into that MKB with that quick buy, so I'm enjoying that. But it just shows you the value of giving something like a Trigger Protector that level of farm. Level 16, ahead of the Doom, who at that point at the start of the game was having by far and away the strongest. And so that's the real value of picking these supports, and even an offlaner that can just go and take up so much more farm on the map. You're not always going to be able to give 5 heroes farm, but in that early stages you can.
Radiant's top tower has fallen.
Top racks, not going to last very long at all.
Radiant's top barracks are under
There it goes.
attack. Radiant's
Look
top
at how
barracks
cheeky he is,
has
just sitting
fallen.
over on the left side, but
Radiant's top
doesn't even
barracks
need to
has
initiate
fallen.
here. Might still stick around to see if he can catch a straggler.
LWW
Radiant
will play the
are
right
scanning.
side of that
They
top
found him.
lane. Rico actually going to run straight into Leaf. They actually haunt him for this as well.
I mean, I guess that's important if you're able to get the kill. It's another 300 gold. It brings you a lot closer to that Radiance, only about 300 or so away now with that. But yeah, he's backing him up just yet. I would be a little bit more cautious considering the lack of vision that's currently in the Tri-Camp area for Aster.Aries, but that should be the Radiance completed. It's coming out on the Korea now, as well as that level 20. So that's a big power spike for them. You know, an extra 400 health is huge for a Spectre, especially with this counter damage build.
MyPro be silenced by Phoenix. Can it build to hold him in? But that'll be it. He just TPs away, and now Rico trying to go for a cheeky Burrow Strike.
Burrow Strike into the lift, but just quick enough to be able to get away. Here we go. Oh, he's even got an Essence Ring on the Spectre. This is the period of time where Haru is super dangerous. But they've got a DD on KNP.
Yeah.
Of course they do.
Yes, they do, and they're looking to jump in again. Meteor Hammer from Leona. Trying to land on the creep wave, and KMP does make his presence known on the PA. It just doesn't seem like they want this team fight, especially while they're lacking Haunt.
He's opted to go for the Paladin Sword here on Spectre, and yeah, that's a really good item. Is it better than Essence Ring at this point of the game? I suppose so, given that you just got the plus 400 health talent.
Haruk gonna try and bait
Radiant's bottom tower
in
is
question
under
mark in this mid lane. Mikhail, he'll just focus down the bot tier 2 tower very quickly on that Lina.
Yeah, they don't care. They're like, oh, you want to stay and farm? As a Spectre that's just picked up a Radiance at level
Radiant's
20?
bottom tower
Just take
has
this other
fallen.
tower. We're totally fine. You know they don't have Haunt.
Dire's
Casual
middle
dust
tower
out.
is under
Leona
attack.
did actually get caught by that dust, but he gets the overgrowth in time, and now the lasso is there on the Spectre still. They get the Doom off, but the Burrow Strike out. Oh, it does not look good for question mark. They've already lost 3. They might lose a 4th here in Mikhail, but no, he does TP in time. Leona X, the only man left, is also going to die.
Radiant's bottom tower
You
is
did
under
get the
attack.
Spectre kill, but it's not worth your whole team.
Yeah, I mean, Spectre just able to dish out so much damage in that. Look at the fight recap. Easily the most damage being done by the Spectre just through the use of the Blade Mail. Got the Manta off, Radiance
Dire's
burning.
middle tower is under
What can you
attack.
do against that? Like, at this point of the game, they need to wait until they finish up this next big item, whether it be, you know, the Monkey King buff for the Lina. We've got a Satanic on the PA. I think that's the perfect thing to
Dire's
try and
middle
combat
tower
this.
has Dire's middle tower is under
Just look at everyone's health just melt as soon as all of these big abilities get used onto the Spectre.
There's actually the Burrow Strike of Rico coming in on the Ruby. It's a very nice Doom out from Sheng Xi, connecting on the Sand King, not allowing him to follow up at all. If he was able to get a Burrow Strike off on Leaf, it may have been a completely different story, but very, very nice Doom out.
I feel like Rico's been the real star for Aster.Aries so far this tournament. It's pretty rare that he's having a bad game. I think he was basically non-existent as the Snapfire in game 1, let's be honest. But oh no, he was the tree, wasn't he? I think he was the tree that time around. So he had his colors lowered in game 1. Let's call it that.
Yeah, MyPro trying to get a TP cancellation, is unable to in time. Sheng Xi. Haru looking to go back towards the Radiant Triangle.
Yeah, this is the style that I want to see from MyPro. Might be a little too late. Oh, they tried to make it
Rico.
go onto the Lina.
He tried to get a Burrow Strike off, but now the return Burrow is going to come from Leaf.
Is under attack.
least they do get a BKB usage out of this Lina, but KMP, he's not done. He wants to go after Haru. Just going to be a little bit cautious about that Blade Mail, but the Haunt is going to be away from Haru. Back towards the base. Buyback was forced out from Rico.
I think they're fine with that. They're backing off a little bit, although they've got the vision.
Yeah, MyPro, a very nice lasso off onto Sheng Tsi, but he's unable to drag him to the low ground. They actually pop the drums, Aries.
But on the lasso as well on Rico, who's got that extra cast range too from the Aether Lens and the Blink Daggers, so it's going to be fairly handy. Oh, and he's even got the talent. But I think this is the point where, question mark, they should just sit back. You've got 30 seconds until this BKB is up and available. There's no Haunt for a full 100 seconds, so just wait for that to come back online. You've got your ultimates available. Treants is up in 40 seconds. I don't think you can wait for level 25, and I don't think you can wait for this full Reaver. Your time is at about the 35-minute mark when these bounties are being contested.
Looks like he is going to try and go towards that Reaver. Just needing that Satanic to be able to sustain himself while going onto Haru. I believe there was a Silver Edge being built up on Mikhail as well in this Lina. If I'm correct in saying so. No, they switched that up to an MKB now.
Yeah. I'm liking the fact that MyPro's nearly finished up his Yule Scepter though. It's going to be handy for the extra movement speed. Like we were saying before, I feel like it came a little late, as well as that Windlace. He's going to have it coming out to him now, but nice escape coming through there from Leona-X.
Just the Blink Dagger away to the left side.
Oh. Alright, I've been talking people up. I hate this Treant level 15 talent. Like, the extra 48 living armor heal is basically nothing. You know, you want to be able to push out lanes as quickly as possible. Innate Nature's Grasp damage gets amplified. Whereas 48 heal, what realistically does that do? That's nothing over a 12-second duration.
It's a very fair point.
That's an extra 4 healing per second. That's nothing.
Why would he feel the necessity to have that?
I guess it's just an all-in on KNP side of the game.
Okay. See if it pans out for him.
Well, level 25, Satanic completed, but the Haunt is now once again available for our Spectre.
He's got triple Stifling Daggers up on this PA. So now those poor supports may just get one shot by a dagger if they're not too careful. So he is hitting for quite a lot at the moment, KMP. And are they looking for a smoke attempt here, question mark? Aster.Aries, they'll be the first one to pop their smoke.
Mikhail, he's close to 25, so he might be caught out here going a little bit greedy. Just less than a quarter of the level's worth away from getting that max level, and you'd have to think he's going for attack range again.
Be pretty nice for him. Aries unable to find anyone on the Dire side so far. Question mark, just avoiding them completely.
This Rubik Courier is again sitting around the Roche pit. Leaf scouted out the fact that it's here. Oh, are they going to go for a blink to finish it off? Not quite. But now you've got those tier 4 items available. Mikhail as well, he's wanting to save this buyback. He wants to make sure that he's able to rejoin his team. Maybe resigning himself to the fact that, look, this this Spectre is going to kill me at one point in these team fights, either through the Blade Mail or just through the AoE damage coming through.
Roshan got scouted out by that courier from Rico. Does go down a Mikhail.
Impressive Haunt.
Aries, Haunt is there giving vision. They are going to go. Haru, he's by himself. Question mark, didn't realize that it was just the Spectre. Now Haunt's down and the lasso is going to be out. They try to silence the Spat Rider, but it's not going to do much. Still Sheng Tsi does get the Doom up on the PA and KNP. Oh, he just jumped in a bit too early. Now Phoenix looking to go back in onto the side of question mark. It looks like it might be a cleanup. They do get the overgrowth, however, from Leona into the Meteor Hammer, holding them down. But a great forest strike out from Rico, and that will be a wipe. It's only MyPro to survive on the bat. Great team fight out from Aster.Aries.
It's crazy how much a millisecond can be the difference between a won and lost team fight. Just a little slow on the Light Strike array there on the Lina means Doom can get off the BKB, can turn around, pop everything, and then chunk down question mark with the assistance coming through. I thought it could have been a disastrous initiation, considering they used such a high duration ultimate like the Haunt so early.
It worked out. Still, they do have to go back and defend. It's not like they can really capitalize off getting this Aegis straight away. We'll see what Aster.Aries can do with this Aegis now.
I think they're fine with it though, you know. Spectre close to 25.
Dire's
Oh, the
bottom tower
illusionist
is under
escape as
attack.
well. That's just filthy.
Every time.
And the ninja gear. I mean, with the Radiance, you can just toss that in a lane. There's plenty of free farm going your way.
Couldn't ask for much more if you are Haru. Now, it's just a 2k net worth lead here for Question Mark. It's nothing.
Yeah, he's changed things up as well, going for this Abyssal Blade instead of the Skadi that he had previously queued up. And I believe he's got enough money, or at least, well, you got to micro your illusion to make sure it's farming the creep wave, as he does just now.
Nice lift up down to the bot lane. They aren't going to catch out the Sanking once again, and that'll be Leaf gone. My Pro going to jump in. Does get a lasso off, and now those daggers flying out with the overgrowth. Leaf buying back, wanting to come back into this team fight. This poor Quap. Phoenix could not blink out in time. Now Sheng-Si has been left behind. And I thought that was a very questionable lasso for a second there, but works out very nicely.
I think the thing that was questionable there was Aries' choice to go in at that point. Haunt just came off cooldown at the end of that team fight, so it's literally waiting 5 seconds for your Spectre to A, have the finished Abyssal Blade, and B, actually be able to join these team fights, because from all that I've seen and all that everyone else has seen, it's the Spectre that's been the reason why they were able to come back into this game. Have a look at the network. A Doom is not going to do what you need it to at this point of the game. 40 minutes in, it's all on Spec.
Haru. See if he can defend this tier 3 tower. Oh, Leaf going to get in there with the Burrow Strike, but they don't want to make the jump yet. Haru pops the Blade Mail, taunting KMP, trying to get him to come and hit him. KMP is a businessman. Just focus on business. That will be the mid rats. They are going to be able to clean it up. Now, Haunt in. Haru does commit the bash with the Static Storm out on this PA, but that is nowhere near enough yet. He'll turn around for a cheeky little swipe. KMP not able to get the Satanic off in time, and with that Zoom, they will kill off this PA. Now the chase is on. Leona X probably also dead, and Leaf, he'll get glimpsed back on the Sand King. He does get a nice Burrow Strike off, but he should be gone.
I was thinking, wow, 2v5 and you're going to be going in onto this, but Spectre Gaming, 40 minutes in, Spectre with all the items that she needs, and this is what happens.
Bit unfortunate for the PA. Just,
I think she just got off her Radiance, sorry, the Satanic, but it just wasn't enough. You weren't able to freely hit, couldn't get off that Phantom Strike so that you got the extra attack speed to make sure that your health did go back up.
it's just so important to try and avoid that Doom from Shang-Chi, otherwise your PA is just nothing. Now with that, they do go through the mid, though MyPro will be skipping the creep waves and trying to force them back.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Kale will also be there on the Lina. Aries. Wait, do you bother trying to go high ground here and force a
Dire's
buyback?
middle tower has fallen.
Looks like they are.
Dire's middle
Give it a
tower
shot.
is under attack.
Gonna give it a shot, just swapping in the Leveler as well on this Spectre. You've got a minute left on this Aegis, you want to take full advantage of it. There's so many lives right now on this spec, right? Aegis, Cheese, Illusionist Cape just to send something else down another lane. You've got buyback yourself. It's looking pretty good for Aries.
Haru, MyPro tried to lasso but broke the Lincolns, and now Phoenix does miss the Sonic Wave to boot. MyPro actually able to run out of there. Well, would you look at that?
Would you look at that? Turns out Batrider with movement speed is very good.
It's very unfortunate for Aster.Aries, and KMP now wants to go for a bit of a chase. Love to spot out the supports here, LWW and Rico, and I believe he may have gotten a bit of vision, but not going to go that far forward.
You can see here they committed so much to try and make that a reality.
MyPro
Back up.
got a lasso off, and it is going to be onto LWW. He does have buyback.
I'm sure he was yelling that out. I've got buyback. Chill, chill. We're good. Just defend the high ground. We've only got 1 Rax left, but that's all we need.
Can they hold on to this Rax? It looks like Question Mark do want to try and make the high ground play, at least forcing the buyback. Aegis does expire now on Haru, so he'll take the cheese instead.
wisely using his, oh, this is the old Naga Siren style with the Spectre. You just throw the illusion up the lane and then don't worry about it.
Please don't remind me of those times.
That was the worst.
Of course, with this Lina having such a huge attack range, she can just take the tier 3 tower out fairly easily from the low ground, but they're gonna need some creeps.
The one thing that's going to be super nice here, I think they're putting so much attention onto this Spectre. I don't think you should focus her unless Haunt is down. Like, that should just be a flat-out rule that's going on across the question mark comms right now. If you can get this Doom kill, that's going to be so much more valuable. A, because it's much easier. You know, he's obviously got Ags as well, so a ton of lockdown. You've got the Shiva's Guard, which you don't want the aura to be available for your Phantom Assassin with the Satanic. And then on top of that, you've nearly finished up your Aghanim Scepter on the Sand King. And Caustic Finale at this stage of the game is immense. 22% of max HP on a Doom in an AoE area is enormous. So I think you just need to focus these targets that are much easier to kill, even though the Spectre's the one dealing out the damage.
A Spectre Illusion. Run his way through it. There is a smoke out from question mark. There's nobody really around for them to try and go on, so they might just have to settle for split pushing some more lanes in. So close to that Abyssal Blade now on your PA, and well, there it is. She just buys it outright.
Ags coming out as well for Sand King.
Uh-oh. It's a big stun range now with that Burrow Strike. You do want to just wait out some buyback gold here on question mark before you do go any further. Like, I don't think you can really risk taking another engagement without that buyback gold.
Oh, they found the tree. Be able to pick him off. That's pretty value.
It is.
It's the gem as well on him.
Oh, it's unfortunate. Leona X getting caught off guard, but they did not pick up the gem yet.
Hello.
Nature's Grasp actually camouflaging the
Yeah,
gem.
there he is. Korea's on a mission.
Oh, that's a bit of a blunder there from Aster.Aries, but I guess you're 45 minutes in. It's not too big of a deal.
This is a high-pressure
Radiant
situation for them, though. You
scanning.
can understand why they might miss out on it, but it's super important that they get it all. They've been able to
Haunt
pound the PA.
KNP, it'd be a massive pick if they can get it. Haru continues to haunt forward. Lead has Burrow, will be able to get out. And now the lasso from MyPro. He caught Haru on the Spectre.
Doesn't have Haunt, so if they kill him, this is huge.
He's got no mana either. Haru trying to dagger away. Leaf jumping in with the Burrow. Mikhail getting in there with the Laguna, but he eats the cheese and will be okay. Still, Overgrowth is out now from Leona with the Meteor Hammer. Not going to follow up. Leaf gets the epicenter Burrow, but it's still not enough. Haru slowly dropping and does, but here comes Shang-Chi back on that Lina with the Infernal Blade. It's not going to be enough. She gets the Yules off, but Rico gets in with the Burrow Strike once again back onto that PA. They will be able to get him. KNP does go down. Both POS 1s losing their lives.
And buyback being expended by this Treant Protectors. So some nice value there. Rico, again, MVP of that team fight, making sure that the Spectre wasn't locked down with the Meteor Hammer on top of everything else that was being thrown his way, and then just the stolen Burrow Strike. Super value at this point of the game, especially, well, you can see Rico needs to pick up that Ag Scepter for himself, because I actually haven't tested this, and I'm curious about it. If you get kind of similar to where the Veno Plague Wards give you the Poison Sting, if you've got that, would it give the Caustic Finale buff as well when you use the Burrow Strike?
I'm going to go ahead and say no.
I want to say yes.
All right.
I'm optimistic.
Well, I'd love to see it. Let's see it happen. He's still a while away from that Aghanim Scepter, but it's going to be a very, very nice bonus for Rico. Speaking of bonuses, Roshan's up.
What's he got? Ooh, Refresher. That's super nice.
Agony awaits.
Double Haunt, double Sonic Wave, even double Static Storm or Doom would be fantastic this game.
Screaming.
They haven't really gone for it quite yet.
They know, though, and we've got some gem-on-gem action. They were able to recover that one for the Treant Protector, and Disruptor's holding one, as well as his own Ags. So this is game of Ags right now.
This next Aegis could really decide the victor of this game. It's going to be so influential, especially if it was on question mark. You'd love to have that secondary life on this Phantom Assassin. Just make sure the initial Doom doesn't mean much.
I want to don't know what Rico's doing. Like, he's just been popping that ninja gear, walking around the jungle on his own, but if he gets picked off, he's just straight dead. Like, it's not like he has a gem and he's trying to scout out if they had any vision, which he would have seen if he walked over that observer ward that they've got in the dire jungle. But yeah, I suppose maybe just trying to pop a smoke, considering that he does have buyback available for himself.
I mean, isn't it just nice when your team actually allows you to have that ninja gear as a support? So much value.
You just get to go on an adventure, you know? It's nice.
Love adventures.
BD picked up by the Quap, though. Sheep's holding the gem. Okay, so trying to get... How many couriers are around this Roche pit? 3?
Can't miss out on the Aegis dropping, but someone's going to kill the Roshan first, guys. Couriers may not matter too much. They do look pretty, however, around the Roshan, I guess. So I'm positive. Aster.Aries. Just posturing around that low ground.
They're just slowly moving, slowly trying to gain some more ground. I think this outpost as well is super value for them. They're trying to sneak it here on Haru. And that means that they're going to get that 50-minute experience bonus, as well as the ability to TP back to the Roshan fight if they are looking to engage shortly.
Still waiting, both teams. Still, there are creeps in the Radiant base now, which is going to mean you're probably going to have to send someone back to defend from Aster.Aries. And if it's anyone, you'd rather just send the Spectre. He can just haunt his way back in, and that's exactly what they'll do. Haru use his TP.
Oh, and he's going for the heart as well. Can you imagine that? Trying to burst through all of this damage. He's still got the blade mail. I think it's value to hold on to it, you know? He's done by far the most damage this game thus far, and not going to want to deal with it. Right now, the pressure's on the PA. Doesn't have buyback just yet. They're the ones that really need this Roche kill, and so Aries are able to play appreciating that.
Still, they just send couriers in. Aster.Aries. They do have the Aghanims up, I believe, on Rico, if I saw correctly.
Yeah, they've got enough for the heart as well as buyback now on the Spectre, so it's being rushed out onto him. He's pushing that mid lane out, and they're making some aggressive movements right now on Aries.
Well, that's a big play here from Aster.Aries. LWW is going to get spotted, but Rico gets the Burrow Strike on the Sand King first. Now the Haunt does go in. Still, Lasso does catch out Shang-Chi, and the Overgrowth is also there.
Doom's
Sonic
dying.
Wave being expended. Shang-Chi, he is gone, but so is Leona X. Phoenix, that is a lot of damage you're taking, sir. Now the Burrow Strike Epicenter on Rico, trying to get rid of this Rubik. They are very, very close, and it looks like they are going to be able to kill him off. Buybacks being expended left, right, and center. It's a 4v5 situation. Make it a 4v4 now as LWW does die, but there goes MyPro. He'll buy back.
They're just kiting around Haru. They're doing a really good job right now on question mark. So many buybacks expended for that, though. How many was that? 5? Crazy stuff.
A lot of buybacks, but Rico to something a little bit sneaky here on this Rubik. They'll use another buyback on LWW, so it'll make it 6.
They're taking the Roche. They got to make something happen. It's still a 5v4, though, for Aster.Aries, so they have to feel confident going into this, especially considering Doom did not use Doom that time. 10 seconds away from this Disruptor ulti, although he might have to defend his base. It's being overrun.
That's what he's doing. MyPro getting vision on the Batrider. They are ready to jump in here from question mark. Again, it is 4v5. So you might just want to do a bit of a hit and run here if you are question mark, but depends on whether Aster.Aries is going to continue for that Roshan. Haru. It's a slow process for him. Still got to deal with those creeps.
You can see Leaf, he's the one sort of standing on the front lines here. He's the only non-position one that has buyback in this game.
So he might be the one to jump in first. Still, Flame Break again going to delay things.
I do not know about that choice from Mikhail to TP down to the bottom side of the map. That's just giving them free
now
reign
the
to
lift
go.
up and the Doom Static Storm being committed, and they have found out the PA. That'll be KMP gone. Now a glimpse back onto MyPro, but they've lost Leaf on the Sand King. They'll buy back immediately. Lasso going to be committed by MyPro. That'll be LWW dying back with the Roshan. It's so low. Can they make it back in time? They're TPing to the outpost, but it is going to go down very soon. Haru does manage to get the Aegis. Cheese is on the deck. Rico will blink in and take it for himself. But now, do you want to take this fight? Question mark. They're thinking about it. Haru is taking a substantial amount of damage. The overgrowth is out. KMP jumping back in onto that Doom. He is low. He's gone. Now Rico being jumped by KMP. Getting him pretty darn quick here, KMP, but not getting lucky with the crits. Haru is basically the only one left in this team fight. The Quap has basically left the building, but Haru is still standing his ground. Another burrow strike out from Leaf. They do get the Aegis.
Under attack.
Phoenix, how are we going to get back into this one? Abyssal Blade
nice
is
Abyssal.
out, but a great burrow strike in from Leaf. Still Phoenix jumping back in now with that Fear and Scream. KMP going to just focus on the Quad, but Haru's got a double kill. Now Phoenix committing the BKB. Haru gets another one. This time MyPro on the Bat Rider, and KMP, he cannot afford to die right now. He does not have buyback. But he's gone, Haru. Able to just get a triple kill on Mikkel.
The throne?
He is rushing for the throne. It is exposed right now. Nobody was defending the base of Mikkel. Gonna try and get the Ancient. They do force the glyph. And this Lina is also gonna die. An ultra kill out for the Spectre. Haru.
Oh, what is going on? Why would you do that? Like, you know they have glyph available. You haven't made any sort of pushes onto the high ground in recent times. Only 2 people with buyback are, ironically, this Treant who wasn't part of that team fight for the biggest amount of time. And you can see what's happening here. Desolators on both the Queen of Pain as well as the Spectre. They want to end this game right now. You know there's no way for the cause to come back into this.
It's a very close game. Do they have the time? I mean, if you could just rush the tier 4 towers, you should be just fine here on Aster.Aries. With those Desos... Oh no, Divine Rapier. That's more like it, I'd say.
That's what we want to see.
Yeah.
What's he going to drop? Probably his boots. No, you gotta free a spot. It's still on the courier.
Can't put him in the backpack, Haru.
Haru? Hello?
Nah, he's forgotten. The Divine's on the way home. Alright. No Divine for Haru. Let's see if this costs him. He's going to go for the melee barracks, but no, the ping comes out for the tier 4 towers. There's your courier going back the other way now. Courier working overtime.
Tree's back alive.
He
and
is.
he's got the buyback, so Living Armor immediately popped onto it. Do they have a repair kit? That would be awesome.
No, they do not.
Dire's middle
Living Armor is all they have, and he needs to buy at least another 15 seconds.
that rapier.
There's the overgrowth coming in, but they are just going to burst him down very, very quick. Now onto the Ancient. He can buy back, but it looks like they are just going to let it go down, and this will be going to a game number